Chelsea 2, Arsenal 3. What a match. The first leg of the semi-final of the Carabao Cup. Liam Rosenior's first match in charge of Chelsea. This was a match of huge significance. The last 10 meetings between Arsenal and Chelsea, Arsenal won 10 times with 3 draws. So Chelsea has struggled. However, a few weeks ago, when Arsenal met Chelsea at the bridge, the story was different. Arsenal struggled against 10-man Chelsea. But tonight was different because there were a lot of changes. Many key players of Chelsea were missing from the squad. Moses Caicedo was suspended, James Reese, and notably Cole Palmer were injured. So it was different. And Arsenal was coming into this match full of confidence and knowing that they needed a result in order to get into the final of the Carabao Cup. And Arsenal went big. They went big with their first 11, except for Kepa Arrizabalaga in goal as against David Raya. And we'll get to Arsenal in a bit, but I want to talk a bit about Chelsea. And I think they gave it a good shot. And there's something I struggle with modern football is playing from the back. And you see Chelsea struggling with that in the first half. They were struggling to play from the back and get the ball into the opposition half. And they kept doing it over and over again. And with Odegaard pressing and all the Arsenal forwards, Gyökeres, Saka pressing, it was difficult for them. But it was interesting to see. It was an open game. And it shows us what Liam Rosenior would be all about. Very exciting to look forward to. But I'd like to call out Esteval. What a performance from Esteval, the young player. It's very rare that you see players, wingers that disturb, that are able to make a mess of Urian Timber. Esteval was fantastic. Urian Timber seemed to struggle against him, and I'm sure Arteta must have been thinking I made the right call, not putting Lewis Kelly there, who has struggled a bit with his form in recent games. What a fantastic match. Let's talk about Arsenal. Another well-worked set piece goal for the first goal. It's their 24th of the season so far. It could have been more. Ben White, fantastic. Sanchez made some error in judgment there. But again, Arsenal, as they always do, very good with their set pieces. And brilliant delivery. Excellent goal from Ben White. And for the second goal, we see Ben White finding Gyökeres. And let's talk about Gyökeres for a bit. I'm poised to continue to support Gyökeres. The way he holds the play, the way he disturbs defenders, there's always a difference when Gyökeres is not playing compared to Jesus' style of being a box striker and Havertz, for example. Gyökeres seems to be able to hold the play. And credit to Ben White for finding him. And that's something we've talked about for a while now. Just finding Gyökeres has been difficult for Arsenal's wingers. Saka needs to do better. Trossard needs to do better. There was one chance where Saka could have rolled the ball out to Gyökeres, but he didn't. And even to Havertz as well. And I think that's something that will be looked into, that Teta might be thinking about. And Zubimendi, the rest of them, they have to try to find him. Odegaard seemed to be a bit off today. He couldn't get those passes through, and he seems to fade away with the game. And it was a good call from Arteta to substitute him and get someone else in there. But it was overall a good performance from Arteta's side. Zubimendi, fantastic the way he took his goal. And that's something that Arsenal has struggled with. You see them in the final third dressing the ball and not taking their chances. And Zubimendi, I would say he was a bit fortunate. He dressed the ball once or twice before he put his ball away. But the Chelsea defenders were not up to the task in that moment, and he was able to get his goal away. And it could have been more. Gabriel, Big Gabi, he lost a chance to get the ball at the back of the net. Merino had a nice chance that Sanchez was able to put away. So, but overall, it was a really nice match, very open. And we saw that Garnacho he really stepped up to his game. He was able to take his chances. Arsenal were sloppy in allowing those 2 goals to go in. And I think that gives the match sort of a feeling for Arsenal where they feel, well, we got a win, but was it the most convincing? Maybe the gap could have been higher, but that didn't happen. But overall, they are going to the Emirates Stadium in 2 weeks' time with a win, and that's a positive for Arsenal. And I mean, over the first leg, we would say that Arsenal deserve to be at Wembley for the final of the Carabao Cup. Impressive. Premier League is up next this weekend, and we can't wait to see how the teams perform. Fantastic match. Very interesting to see. Liam Rosenio seems to really have a lot in store for us to enjoy with the way he's going to manage Chelsea. Well, that's it for today. Let me know what you thought of the match in the comment section, and I'll be back again with more. Thank you so much.